from Yogadoo and welcome to Yoga Time with Kinderly. Today we are going on a very special adventure together. So shall we sit down and get comfortable? So let's get into a comfortable place to sit on our mat or our carpet or a blanket. And let's put our yoga goggles on together. So let's put them on our eyes, and have a little look around at where we might go on our adventure together today. I know where we'll go. So shall we go under the sea? How exciting! Let's put our goggles down onto our knees and sit up as tall as we can. And let's close our eyes for a moment. And just imagine that we are going to go under the sea and meet some fantastic and beautiful creatures. Let's take some big breaths in. So we'll sniff in through the nose and sigh through the mouth. And again. And one more. Lovely. Now open your eyes when you're ready and just breathing nice and deeply, but this time we're going to move a little bit like we're on a boat. So maybe we're rocking forwards and backwards. Maybe we're imagining we can smell the sea. Good, and taking your hands down by your side and maybe just gently swaying from side to side, just a little bit, like we are on a boat. That's fantastic. Now we're going to get off our boat and go under the sea, deep into the sea on the ocean floor. So let's get onto our backs and take our legs into the air and our arms and just gently begin to move like we are floating down to the bottom of the ocean. We've got our special breathing magic mask on so we can breathe under the sea. And the first creature that we meet is someone very special. It is Ollie the octopus. So can you gently begin to move your arms and legs nice and wide, big stretch, like you have 8 legs. So if you're with somebody, maybe with your 2 arms and 2 legs each, then you would have 8 legs. And maybe you can make yourself into Ollie the octopus, really stretching your fingers and your toes. That's brilliant. And the next person we see is Jolly the jellyfish. So can you shake your body like you're a wobbly jellyfish? There you go, all shaky like you're a wobbly jellyfish. Very good. And then bring your knees up to your chest and give yourself a big hug because we've landed at the bottom of the ocean floor. So can you rock and roll up, forwards, maybe taking a couple of times. And you're going to go all the way onto your hands and your knees and make yourself into a little rock which is gently swaying with the waves under the sea. Make yourself as small as you can and let's take a couple more of those deep breaths. Sounding a bit like the waves as we breathe. Good, take your hands onto your floor and lifting up. And the first creature we're going to meet under the sea is Willie the whale. So shall we get onto our tummies and make ourselves into a whale shape? Now I'm going to face you in a minute and show you how we do this. But we put our hands next to our shoulders, and whales, first of all, they lift their head out of the sea and they make this sound. Ow! And then they go back down and they bring their tail out of the sea. So if you put your ankles or your feet together, You lift your tail up like a whale's tail and splash into the sea. Let me do that towards you so you can see. So we come out of the water with our heads, have a little look around whales, arr, and down. And then this is the really cool bit. Your feet might look like a whale's tail coming out of the water and splash. One more time. Arr, and splash. Very good. Now, the next creature is the shark. The shark have very sharp teeth and a fin, a pointy bit that comes out of the water. So take your hands behind your back if you can reach and lift your hands out of the sea so that you've made a little fin. If you can't reach your hands, then just lift your hands up behind you and then see if you can lift your head off and show me your sharky teeth. Very good. So, and maybe you can sing a song about a shark if you know one. Baby shark, do 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 do. I'll leave that one for later. Now the little fish also come out of the water. So bring your hands behind you and see if you can reach for your feet. If you can't, then just reach as best you can. And the little fish like to jump out of the sea. Can you have a little go? Jumping out of the sea. And maybe you can rock a little bit from side to side. If you can't reach your feet, don't worry, you can still have a little stretch. That's so good. And then finally, in this little bit, we are going to meet the eels. Now, eels are a bit like worms or snakes. So make yourself really long and thin, and then just gently rocking from side to side, little eels, taking some nice, long, deep breaths. Now bring yourself back to your rock pose, can you remember? And make yourself as small as you can. One of my favourite creatures that lives under the sea actually walks sideways. Do you know who I'm talking about? That's right, it's Colin the crab. So let's sit on our bottom. If you've ever seen crabs on the beach, they're really cool how they move. They move sideways. So bring your feet, your ankles under your knees, your hands under your shoulders, and you lift up like a table. Get yourself comfortable and really try and lift your body as high as you can. And we're going to walk sideways like this. I'm coming towards you and then going back. And this time, when we get to the end, maybe we will pretend that the crabs are playing football and we'll kick our leg. Kick. Very good. And back. And kicking again. Good. If you have a little balloon or a very soft ball, maybe you could even try and kick with your crab pose. That would be so much fun. Now, coming up onto your knees, one of the magical creatures that some people think live under the sea are the mermaids or the mermen. So shall we go into mermaid pose? Come up onto our knees and take your arms like you have really long hair. If you don't want to be a mermaid, maybe you can be a merman with spiky hair. And then see if you can lift your feet up really slowly, like you have a tail and you don't have legs. And over to the other side, just gently seeing if you can lift your feet up together like you have a tail. That is so good. Well done, everyone. Let's just take a few moments to breathe here. Maybe put your hand onto your heart. Just see if you can feel your heart beating. Just taking a little breath. Well done. And then slowly coming onto your bottom, we're going to meet all the little shells that live under the sea. So sometimes they have things living inside them, don't they? So bring your feet together like this and take your hands onto your feet and just open and close your knees like you're a little limpet shell or something else that lives under the sea that opens and closes. Well done, everyone. That's so good. Now, we know a little song about fish, don't we? So maybe we can go into our favourite fish pose. So you could pick the shark or the eel or the little baby fish or even the crab. I think I'm going to choose the little fish. I'm going to be on my belly. I'm going to reach for my feet. And I'm gently going to sing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right. Well done, everyone. Give yourselves a huge clap for being so amazing. Fantastic. So shall we just go back and remember all of those poses that we have learned so far today? So we started by sitting on the boat and gently swaying from side to side. Very good. And then we lay on our back and we gently floated and we met Ollie the octopus. Very good. And then we met that really cool shaky jellyfish. Fantastic. And then we came all the way up. We made ourselves into our little rock. Then we met Willy the whale onto our belly. So we rise up. And then the tail came up and we went splash. And then we met the shark with the fin and the pointy teeth. Very good. Then we met the little fish. So taking the feet into the hands, maybe having a little jump. Very good. And then into our crab pose, all the way onto the back, like this. And we move to the sides, one way and the other, maybe pointing out. We had our eel pose, which you can do on the front or your back, just making yourself as long as you can. Bringing the knees up. We had our rock pose, gently all the way down into our mermaid pose or merman pose. Fantastic. Well, it's almost time for us to go back to the top of the water so that we can carry on with our day. So shall we swim? So go onto your belly and just gently swim a little bit here. Maybe swimming with your legs and your arms all the way up. So we're going to go back to our boat on the top of the water. So coming all the way back up. And our final pose is our boat pose. So see if you can balance on your bottom. This is quite difficult. So put your feet flat on the ground first and take hold of your legs. So hold onto your legs somewhere and then gently lift your feet up and see if you can balance without falling all the way back. You're going to try and hold it here and then slowly see if you can lift your toes up towards the sky. Well done, you. And then maybe you can lift one hand or even two hands. Fantastic. And if you have anybody with you, maybe you could do row, row, row your boat. So you could hold hands and you could gently come forwards and backwards, or you can do it on your own, like I am. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is such a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is such a dream. Well done, you. Give yourselves a clap for being so amazing. And as always, at the end of our yoga time, we just have a little lie down. And we just let the body rest. As if we're lying now in the sunshine. A beautiful day. And we're lying on the deck, on the top of the boat. And the water's just gently swooshing against the boat. And we're just moving a little bit and we feel so calm and so relaxed. And we'll just take a few moments to breathe. Nice big breaths. So we're just breathing in through the nose, sniffing in, and breathing out. And again. Just thinking of all those wonderful sea creatures that live under the sea. And how lucky we are to have them in our world. And maybe you can just take one more pose of a creature from under the sea and make yourself into a beautiful starfish. So opening the legs, pointing the toes, opening the arms, reaching out with the fingers, and make yourself into a lovely starfish and just gently wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes, and then slowly coming up, hugging the knees in towards your chest, and then we'll slowly come all the way back up and take a big stretch and bring our hands onto our hearts, and we'll say our magic word together. We'll take 2 deep breaths first. So we'll breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, and again. And we open our eyes if they're closed, and we say our magic word, which is namaste, on 3. So 1, 2, 3, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for yoga time with Kinderly today, and I'll see you again very soon.